So it's around 6:30 a.m. I decided to make this video after rotting away on my computer, just trying to learn more about business, about making content. But if you're somebody who desires to physically look better, right, and be higher energy and higher focus, to be a better version of yourself, right? That person with higher confidence, with, a better work ethic, is very capable in all aspects, then I'm sure your For You page on social media looks a bit like mine, right? Filled with self-improvement, filled with a bunch of successful men that inspire and live the life that you want to live. You got a whole bunch of these content creators telling you to take or do this and that, right? Peptides, testosterone, creatine, mass gainer, protein powder, all these things. And I mean, this is good information, right? These supplements do help you out, right? Will it help you lose fat and build muscle? Of course, right? These things help. Creatine helps you add water to your muscles. It helps you increase with strength. Protein powder indirectly helps you build muscle because it just gives you the proper recovery that your muscles need after it's teared down from training, right? All these things, right? These will help you out, but is this exactly what you need right now? Probably not, right? This information won't always serve you at your current state, right? I'm taking a guess here and thinking that maybe you're starting from zero. Like, if you haven't even been going to the gym for at least 6 months, this information won't serve you. All right, and I'll tell you why. But before I do, if you don't know who I am, my name's Eric Trin. I came from being scrawny. I fell for the propaganda, right? I was on social media looking at people like David Lade, looking at people like Kevin Levrone, C-Bum, all these guys that had like incredible physiques that I wanted to get because they were living the life that I somewhat wanted in a way. And I would get so caught up on this information of like, I started taking mass gainer, protein powder 3 to 4 times a day, eating a lot of food. But after trial and error for like pushing 6 years now, I was able to create the physique that I've wanted, build the confidence that I have now. I'm able to speak a lot better, speak to people. And, the way that I view myself is in a more positive way than it was back then, with this negative mentality, right? And very low self-esteem. I was able to do all this and honestly feel like I've truly mastered myself through, the trial and error. But I'm here to tell you right now that, like, some of this information that you hear isn't gonna serve you if you haven't been able to lay out the foundation first, right? Before you worry about supplements, you worry about like something as important of a decision as gear, right? Actual, PEDs. Then you have to be able to consistently stick to the fundamentals first before you use any amplifiers. If you starting from little to no knowledge and you have been going to the gym for less than a year and you think adding creatine to your diet or protein powder will help you lose fat, build muscle, you're absolutely delusional, because these things mean nothing if you don't have your diet in check, getting single ingredient whole food meals in, and you don't know anything about your protein intake, You don't know anything about the calories that you need to be able to be either in a calorie deficit or surplus. And you haven't been tracking it for, long enough, right? These things won't help you because it's not the biggest priority for you where you're at right now in order for you to make that change with your physique, right? I haven't touched any of those mass gainers and all that until I had like at least 6 months of experience with weightlifting, right? Until I wanted to take it seriously. And even then, that didn't give me much change at all because yes, I was going to the gym, but my diet was fast food, restaurants, eating out, processed foods of like ramen. It wasn't the best at all. And only until I fixed that was when I started actually taking things like protein powder to just add on to my diet instead of have it replacing meals. Like, that's one of the worst things that you can do for yourselves. I'm not saying protein powder's bad and saying that it's like fake protein, because it's definitely going to help you, but it's not something to rely on, right? But not to get, off topic here. The reason why you always listen to the information you hear online and you can't seem to decipher what you should be following and implementing for your current situation is because you're so quick to go to what's convenient and what's easy to understand for you to apply, right? Oh, if I do this, I'll get this. If I take creatine, I'm going to start building muscle and I'm going to lose body fat. Like, that's not how it works. And to go a level deeper, you want the result now instead of later. You're not willing to wait for the proper results, and instead you want to go to what's quick and easy to understand. Anything worth getting requires delayed gratification, which is something that you have to be able to, master. It's gonna take work. Being patient sucks because of how bad you actually want the end result, but that's why most people don't stick to it long enough to see it. It's so simple, but that's why most people aren't able to stick to it. You have to be able to stick to the simple foundations first for long enough. Otherwise, you will always be hopping routine to routine, plan to plan, and depleting your energy, not being able to actually implement what's necessary. And that's why you'll always continue to start and stop. The same way that you search for instant gratification for this is the same reason why you always, search for that quick dopamine dose. The people who can't practice delayed gratification are the same people who always search for that instant quick gratification, that instant quick dopamine, right? They rather feel the good feeling now, but then feel the guilty feeling later. And what I'm referring to is, vices and addictions such as porn and jerking off, drinking, smoking, playing video games. You desire that quick, high stimulation, but at an instant, yet later you feel that pain. It should be the other way around, of suffering and feeling that pain now for you to feel that gratification later. Instead, otherwise, you are a slave to these vices and addictions, and you can't seem to stick to something for long enough when it's hard, when it's difficult. This is the thing that keeps people in this cycle of despair for a very long time, and not everybody realizes soon enough. There's people who live 40 plus years doing this same thing because they haven't put in the work to understand why they are this way, right? But I wanted to share this to you because of how much it resonates with me, right? I still feel this way at times, but I have to self-reflect and always remember, like, you have to continue to be consistent with the foundation, and then you can add on the amplifiers, right? This has to do with even business in a sense, right? But specifically for fitness right here, like, the supplements, the steroids, the amplifiers aren't going to do shit for you if you can't lay the foundation first. Honestly, for me, it took 4 to 5 years until I started drinking pre-workout before my lifts, because I was never the type of person who wanted to rely on something like that, because I thought, if I can get good workouts without needing some sort of stimulus to help me with my training, then I'll always depend on something like that to get good results. I want the center of my being to be able to do it on my own before I have any amplifiers or, additives that helps me boost, right? Because give pre-workout to a guy who doesn't know how to train hard, and he's not going to do shit with it. He's just going to stay the same. He's going to get high with that stimulus, get that dopamine of like, oh, I'm high energy now, and, I can lift weights, but you still don't know how to properly train to support muscle hypertrophy, right? It's the same with everything. The same logic applies with everything. You have to be able to put in the reps first before you add these things. And if you continue to not be able to figure out what information helps you with your current circumstance, you're always gonna stay in that cycle of despair. So if you're somebody who does want to elevate with your fitness, right, to get closer to that ideal person that you want to become, right? The person that looks better, has the jawline, six-pack, has bigger biceps, has confidence in himself, can speak to people with, charisma, and gets the girls, right? If that's something that you care about, then you have to at least be able to stick to a proper nutrition plan and proper training before you worry about so many other pieces of information that might help you out. Yet that's at level 100. You're at level 1. So focus on level 1 things, which is track your food, train consistently on a regular schedule, and do that for long enough to be able to see some solid results first, right? Before you try anything else. That way, once you do add those things, it will 10x your progress, right? How do you think the people online look like that, right? When you see a very cut physique and somebody just literally has that physique that you want, like, damn, this is exactly how I want to look, or this is the life I want to have, right? It's because they've been able to put in a ton of reps beforehand, being able to, do it with just them before they added any enhancements, right? And why do you think the people who started off with steroids lose their physique in the next 3 years? It's because they never laid the foundation first, and they hopped off of that, and all of their success came from a bottle, right? It meant absolutely nothing. So you need to understand that if you don't have it in the core of your being, then any other enhancements or additives will never help you. Shift your mindset from, I need this instant result now, I need this instant gratification, and I need the quick, easy answer. And go out and try to do the hard, right path. Don't try to do the easy, wrong path. Go for the right, hard one. And once you're able to do that, that's how you're able to make real, sustainable progress. This was more of a quicker video compared to my other ones, but I feel like it's a very important message to a lot of people. This has to do with life in general, but I hope you guys actually understand this and are able to apply it to your current journeys as well, to get you closer to that ideal version of yourself. I'm always going to say, if you want help with this journey of yours, then book a call in the link in the description, and we'll hop on call and I'll qualify you to see if you're a good fit. Otherwise, I have a ton of fitness videos on this channel and also on my Instagram. So yeah, subscribe, follow me, like, comment about, what you're struggling with right now. I like seeing stuff like that. And yeah, see you in the next one.